Hey guys, welcome back to Broken Journey, the podcast. I am your host, Erba. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you are having a good day so far. Today's episode is going to be with a special guest, so I'm super excited. And our guest is going to be CEO Carlos Betances, and he is with Jazrae Wear. I have to say that slow because I'm like tongue tied over here. So, um, first of all, thank you so much for joining me today. I am
You're welcome.
excited. And just give me a little bit about you and a little bit about your business.
Well, first, thank you for having us on your platform. So I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
The Jazrae Wear came about. My little 8-year-old. She wanted to have her own clothes, and it was
Nice.
something that I wanted to bring to life. So I got together with my brother, rest his
Rest in
soul,
peace.
and we came up with the name. It was a long journey to come up with the name, but we came up with the name and we started working from there. So we wanted to make it authentic to who we are and how we
Right,
was raised.
right.
And one of the first designs that we made was chilling on the stoop. I mean,
I like
coming from
that.
where we coming from, that's
Right, right. Okay, so just for those who don't know, from New York, right? I'm originally from New York as well, but I live down in Florida, so I'm technically a Floridian, which I do not want to say that very loud.
well, I
But
am
I
originally
am.
from New York. I'm originally from New York, born and
Mhm.
raised in Harlem.
Right.
And I came to Pennsylvania a few years ago, and I've been here ever since. So you could call
Yeah.
me a PAN if you want
Yeah.
to. My heart is
I know.
still in New
But
York.
our roots never die. Our roots never die. That's how I
Never.
feel about it. Never, never die. So that's good. And so what kind of clothing do you offer? Right? Because I know
We
you
do
have
like a
several things.
urban, yeah, we do like a urban wear. So mostly, we do hoodies, t-shirts, sweaters. Uh, we have been messing around with leggings, but mostly, unisex wear like hoodies, like I said, sweaters, hats,
Right.
um,
T-shirts, I believe
and
you have t-shirts too, right?
t-shirts.
Yeah.
We're gonna launch tank tops in the summer.
Okay, so you have Jazzwear and you came up with that name because of your daughter, correct?
Yeah, so her name was Jaslyn Ray,
Okay.
and me and my brother sat down and we thought that that sounded more like a purse. so, so yeah, that's the crazy part. He's like, nah, it sounds like a purse. So then I just started cutting it in half, and I said, what about Jazzy Ray? And
Mm-hmm.
he's like, no, that sounds too kiddish. So I said, what about Jazz Ray or J Ray?
Right.
So he said, yeah, that's it right there, Jazz Ray, and then we'll keep the J Ray for short as well.
Right.
Um, so we agreed on that name, and the rest was pretty much history. He
Yeah, I
was my
like it.
designer
It's
too, so
catchy. It's really catchy. I like it.
yeah, and it was different too. And I wanted to make sure that even though it was my 8-year-old,
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to make sure that it touched all my kids.
Right.
So, and I have 3, so I wanted to make sure that the name resonated as a family business. So,
Right.
that's what we chose.
So
No, no.
that kind of came in with the name came in with the next question, which was why did you start the business? And it's because you wanted to leave like a legacy, correct? For your
Right,
kids.
and I wanted to make sure that I start
Well,
something
you
that my
want to,
kids.
right? Because I said wanted. It's really want. You
Right, and I wanted to start something that my kids could take over. So um it was something that I put my heart and soul into.
mm-hmm.
You always have your doubts and you have your doubters.
For
But
sure.
I stuck with it for the simple fact that I thought it was gonna be something. And I know my brother always had style. He was always, before you launch
Yes.
something, let me see it. I want to
Right.
prove it.
Right.
So
Right.
um he designed a lot of the stuff too that I have in templates. I have tons of stuff that I
Nice.
kept. And slowly I just been gradually
Putting
putting it
them
out.
out
But
there.
there
That's
was a
awesome.
time that, when he passed for me, I didn't want to do it anymore. I was going to give up, but that's not what he would have wanted. So I got in touch with this guy that draws, who does most of our designs.
Okay.
And he did that chilling on the stoop with my brother in front of the building.
I
And then that
love
just
that.
gave me some inspiration to be like, you know what? I'm going to
That's
keep
right.
going. So,
That's right. Yeah,
so
definitely. Um, I know it's been hard. It's just so recent and it just feels like, it was just happened in May.
right,
And I know that, we all still struggle because he was my compadre. I loved him like my brother, just like my comadre. Um, and sometimes those you hold on to those memories,
right.
and those are what bring more inspiration to your business. You know what I'm saying? So just the fact that you are continuing that legacy, I know, like you said, he left you a lot of designs and you guys work together on other things, and that's gonna be something. Mira, se me paran los pelos. That's gonna be something that is always gonna be there. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? His legacy is that's part of his legacy. It's gonna live on through you and your business.
And
You
not
know,
only that, it's shown me, you know, on the brighter side of looking at it is it brought me into becoming a man.
right?
And what I mean by that is that it gave me the ability to see things that I wasn't seeing before. So,
Okay,
who I'm around, who I let into my circle, you know,
that's so important.
who's there for me now. So these are
Mm-hmm.
things that he was preaching to me when he was here,
Right.
so I just was too blind to see it because we take things for granted. You know what I'm saying? So
Yes.
for me, it woke me up and I said, wait a minute, why am I around people that don't care or support what I'm doing or me?
Right. Right.
Not saying that I have any animosity towards anybody, but
No, of
it
course.
just,
And you know
yeah.
what? I heard this is something that I've heard this pastor that I follow on Instagram, and she says, some people are like rocket boosters, right? You know how the rocket
Mm-hmm.
goes up and then once it gets to
Mm-hmm.
a certain point, those boosters come off, right?
Right, right,
Some people in your life are that way. Some people are just there to help you, lift you up when you need it, where God is putting them in there, and then it's for them to leave,
yeah,
and then there's some people who you can keep talking to them but at a distance, right? And
at a
just make
distance,
sure,
right,
yeah, just make sure that hey, you know what, hi, how are you, whatever the case may be, and just keep them at a distance, because those people are not meant to be where you need to be. And when you are in a business like that you are in, you need to
right,
be able to be with people who are going to inspire you, who are going to help you grow, right? And it's
right.
not only a business but mentally too. You
Yeah,
want people.
absolutely. You're right. And I think that's one of the things that, as this journey continues, and trust me, how far I am now,
Mhm,
it just goes to show that when you put the work in and you eliminate the ignorance,
the
you start to see a
distractions.
different person. You start to see who you really are. And for
Mhm,
me, when I first started, I went and got a printer. I bought a
mhm,
shirt. I tried to put
mhm.
it on the shirt. I burned the shirt. so, so where I'm at now is like
Right,
the business is a LLC. We got
right.
a distribution. We got
Nice.
manufacturers. So we dealing with so much, and it just opened my eyes to see where was this before. The reason I wasn't
Right,
seeing this before wasn't because I was around people and things that wasn't elevating me. So
right,
it wasn't inspiring me. And that's
right,
what my brother's death brought to me. Is it
right.
made me see, okay,
Yep,
there's a journey that you need to go on, and you
right.
need to make sure that this legacy continues. Right? Because
That's right.
nobody's perfect, right? we all done stuff to other people. People have done stuff
Oh,
to us.
yes.
But at the end
Yeah.
of the day, victimized people never take accountability for what they did.
Yes.
And
Amen.
that was the first thing that I took was accountability for anything I ever did. And I
Right.
looked forward and I started the business. And the business, to be honest with you, has been my therapy, if you want to call
Right.
it.
Right. Right.
So
Right.
it's helped me say, okay, my brother's not here, but I could still live through him. I could
Right.
still make sure that his legacy lives on, right? Because I have a
Right.
shirt through him. When we
Yep.
started this journey, we used to use the number 15 because of his birthday.
Right.
Then we used the number 44 because of him. That was his favorite number.
Yes.
So everything always revolved around my brother, right? Because
Right.
I always wanted that acceptance from him.
Right.
And
Right.
it still continues. Now, when you order from us and I
Mm-hmm.
have it in stock, we send you a shipping bag with my brother on it. So,
Oh,
it's stuff like that that keeps me going to say, hey, you know
right.
what? Don't quit now because you have a longer journey to go, so
Yes.
your kids could have something that they could say they call their own. So
Of course. Of course. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And so, what has been like the toughest moment in your business, and how did you overcome it?
the
Besides,
toughest
I know the death of Pedro and
right,
stuff
right.
like that, but
And
just like the business.
the business part, it was not knowing where to go to start the business.
Mm-hmm.
Um what kind of connections I needed to make sure that the business became legit. And what I mean by legit is, you got to make sure your taxes are done and stuff
Yes.
like that. But
Yeah,
not
you don't want to owe
knowing,
Uncle Sam.
right. So, and I'm still, and I'm still learning that, but I kind of got the grasp of it. But
Right.
overcoming the business was like, was trying to please everybody, making sure that I did designs that everybody would like.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest with you, coming up with the designs and getting the feedback from the people has
Mm-hmm.
been amazing. Has been
Awesome.
amazing. And
That's
that's
great.
what I overcame people telling me, "Oh, this is not going to go anywhere," or
Hmm.
just to
Those are
knock
the people
down
you got
the
to get away from. Those are the
yeah,
people you got to
yeah,
get
yeah,
away
the
from.
people who didn't believe, who wasn't seeing me up at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning,
That's right.
working on my craft. So,
Yep.
but that was
Yeah.
just a journey.
Yeah. And
Mhm.
it's funny that you say that because a lot of people, they see, like, especially like for now, for social media, right? When you are
Right.
posting on social media, when putting this, putting that, putting up on your website, nobody realizes the sacrifices that you make before you get to where you need to get to, right? Because
Right.
you get that blessing after you've done your work, and a lot of
hmm
people don't understand that.
But I think one of the things that of trying to overcome this journey
Hmm.
is not necessarily the business side of it, because the business side to me, the only tricky part was, what kind of audience I was gonna have, what kind of people was gonna like the
Right.
design or
Yeah,
it's a
because you
brand
gotta
new
have
brand.
your
So no,
niche. What's what they call it? Your niche. You gotta have your niche. You gotta be able to, have that special audience, right?
right. And remember, in the beginning, it's just me pretty much marketing myself and making sure that, hey, this is Jazrae Wear, this is what we about. But I'll be
Mm-hmm.
honest with you, a lot of New Yorkers felt that chilling on the stoop, right? Because
Yes,
it's who we are. It's the essence of New York.
of
Is we
course.
in front of the building. How many times you
Right.
look for somebody and you say, "Hey, fulanito, he's in front of the building. Go see." You
Right.
know what I mean? So,
Exactly.
well,
Exactly. Yeah, yeah.
so
Yeah, for
So it just
sure.
became natural. It became natural. It wasn't
Right.
something that was forced. So, but the
Yeah. And it
feedback, I'm
was
gonna be
so
honest with you.
original. It's so
Right,
original, you know,
right,
sitting on the
right.
stoop. Yes, I love it.
That's it. It's who we are. So,
Mm-hmm.
and that goes for everybody too, not just a New York thing, but you chilling in
Mm-hmm.
front of your building, in front of your house, in front, whatever the case may be.
Right.
You in front of your porch, whatever. You still in front of the house. If you sit on them
Yes.
steps, you on the stoop. so,
Exactly.
so
Yeah. I love it. I love it. Especially, like in different areas, because New York is so big. It has large buildings and things like that. But when you start going into the suburbs, like Pennsylvania, like Florida, and things like that, where people have those steps on their in front of
right,
their houses or in front of the neighborhoods and stuff like that. So that kind of, anybody can what do you
can
call it?
relate.
Identify. Yes, thank you. Can
Right.
relate. Anybody can
Yeah.
relate to that. Yeah, that's
And I
awesome.
think that was the essence. I think that was the essence of why we came up with that. And I'll be honest with you, it was a question that was thrown to me by my brother who said, "Hey, just think of something that's authentic to us." And
Yeah.
just playing around, I said, "We chill on the stoop,"
Mm-hmm.
and he was like, "That's it right there."
Yep.
And then we just ran with that, and it's been very successful, to be honest with you.
That's
The
all.
feedback has been beautiful, and from that it just continued to grow because now we have different designs for it.
Right.
We have the C.O.
Mm-hmm.
TS. So we brought that design in, and then we got the trust no one.
Right.
And what I mean by that one is, trust in what you do, trust in what you believe in. Don't
Right.
let anybody else dictate your journey. So
That's right.
um, that's when I came up with the JR, with the trust no one.
Yep.
Then we just had the regular Jazrae. So it's been slowly progressing. I got a
Right.
partner now that helps me.
Listen, Rome wasn't built in a day. So
Absolutely.
even if you're going little by little, as long as you're moving one step further, that's all you need.
That's it. And I'm
Hmm.
learning that through this process. So I'll tell you what, the journey has been very fun. I
Good.
like it a lot. I like it a lot. And I like it a lot now that I have, my partners helping me. We just
Hmm.
brought in Glenn's son.
Oh,
So he's been helping, and he's a techie guy, so he knows a lot of stuff. And
awesome.
so like I said, it's a family
That's
business, so
good.
we're trying
Yep.
to make it grow. So
That's awesome. That's awesome that he's there too. Because then that,
hmm
when you get like minds together and you start brainstorming, that's all you need. That's all you need.
yeah,
Because then right there, you just keep going from there, and you keep moving from there.
absolutely.
That's awesome to hear that he's with you guys too.
Yeah, yeah, and it changed his perspective on how he sees things as well. So
Yeah.
again, opportunities come. We're not saying we're a $1 billion company. We're not far from that, but the
Yeah.
fact that you could bring somebody in from scratch, that you're building something
Yep.
and change how people think, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And I think that's a success right there because for me,
Mm-hmm.
you already win when something that you have in your mind comes to life, right? You
That's
think
right.
about something like you have your podcast, you thought about it, you brought it to life, right? So
Yes.
for me, when I look at fail, right, that's the first attempt in learning.
Yep.
So you don't fail, you're learning as you go.
That's right.
And that's been helping me big time, right? Because in the beginning I was shy. I was like, no, I don't want to do this. I don't know if I want to do this, but I
You
was like, you
second
know what?
guess.
Yeah, you second guess yourself because of
Mm-hmm.
fear, right? And that's
Yes.
the biggest thing. People that knock what you're doing is because they fear that they can't do it.
That's right.
So and
That's
they put it
right.
on you. But it's been
Yep.
growing, man. I'm excited.
That's good. And one thing that I say is, you know, fail forward and just know that if this is something for you, it's going to keep going. But you have to
Absolutely.
make that attempt and you have to
hmm
try it. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with trying something. And then if it doesn't work, then tweak it. And if it still doesn't work, then try something new. Your mind is a gift. And it can also be a curse because
Absolutely.
sometimes you have the worst battle. Like I say to myself, Elba, you would not tell somebody, this word Or you would not tell somebody this, so why are you telling yourself that? Right?
Right.
Why
That's true.
why are you telling
It's
yourself,
true.
like, you putting your own self down? Why? You know? But those are things that, again, like you said, you gotta keep going through. You gotta keep going through the process. And once you keep going through that process, that's where you start to see the benefits and the fruits of your labor, right?
Absolutely. And that's, it's funny that you say that, because one of the things that I do miss about my brother is he was honest. So when I would
Hmm.
put something out, he would go, no, that's whack. Like, we need to get rid of that. But that's
I
the
can
that's
just
the
hear
type of
him.
yeah, that's him right there. Yo, Carlos, that's whack. And before you put something out, send it to me. I gotta wear it. People gotta see me wearing it first. So but that's the honesty that makes this journey fun, right? Because you
Yeah,
challenging yourself to not
right,
only put stuff out that you like, but for other people.
right.
And
And it's
once I
catchy.
yeah, and once I started learning that trait,
Hmm.
okay, don't put nothing out that's gimmicky,
Yep.
keep it simple.
Hmm.
It became even better, right?
Right.
Because I tell you what, but when I turned this company into the LLC, it
Hmm.
was when it really hit me. Okay, we're making moves now.
Yep.
We built
This is real
credit.
deal.
Yeah, yeah. So, and then when you're getting calls from manufacturers and suppliers, and they
Yeah.
want to rock with you, and
Awesome.
you taking those calls and you negotiating on merchandise, it's like, this is
Right.
the real deal. Like, people don't see
Yeah.
that side. The only thing they
Right.
see is, hey, you put something out, but on the back end, I'm on the phone negotiating deals so I could give
Right.
the people better deals. And
That's
we just
right.
got a deal. We just got a deal for some joggers, some sweatpants. And when I
Nice.
tell you, they are luxury, like they are
Yeah.
luxury, like they are the real deal. Like, I'm super excited.
Oh, that's amazing.
So,
That's amazing. That's good. Yeah.
yeah,
And,
man, we
you
going, we
know,
going.
yeah. And another thing, I think about, as a matter of fact, I was just talking to my cousin a few hours ago, and we were talking about breaking generational cycles, right? And I was talking about my grandmother and her coming from Puerto Rico and things like that. And you know our family did what they could with what they had, right? and
Absolutely,
and it was
yes.
up to us, because they were giving us a different opportunity. They were giving us an opportunity to do something different, and seeing the progress, like, of what you're doing, and you're changing things around, and you're
Mhm.
going and starting your business, and you're leaving a legacy behind for your children, so that your children, when they have children, they will have, like, generation after generation improvement. And when I see that, it's just like, it's so amazing,
Yeah, and
because,
that's what it's about.
yeah, so many people, take for granted that, oh, my parents this, my parents that, so they'll lean, on their parents, but then they don't realize that whatever they had, they made those sacrifices, right? And it was
Mm.
and it was to give us, their children, a better life. And then you
Absolutely,
keep going and keep going from there. So I think that's amazing.
absolutely. Thank you.
Yep. Okay, the next question I have for you is, what is next for Jazrae? I know you said, some sweatpants, so I think that's kind of,
Yeah, yeah, I'm
gearing
super
into
excited
there.
about that. What's next for us? I think is just growing, just growth. It's just making sure that we execute a larger audience, right? Because we pretty much got a lot of, like, New York, but we want to expand a little more. We want to,
Yes.
in the future, probably open up a store.
Okay.
Um, but right now, I hate to think 10 months from now, or a year from now, or 5 years from now. I like
Hmm.
to just learn through the process. But if I had to take a guess to where we going,
Right.
I'm very excited. I'm very excited,
That's
for the
awesome.
simple fact that we're putting that work in.
Yep. And work
And
pays off. The work pays
it
off.
does. It really does. And I think that's why I'm 1,000% confident in what we're doing.
Yep.
And and the people, like people message me, they email me, like the feedback is just beautiful, man. It's
That's
just
awesome.
it's what keeps me going, and it's what's
Hmm.
gonna keep Jazrae going, right? Because we
Yeah,
small, so before you go spend, $200 on a name brand, think about
right.
the small
Small,
brand,
that's right. And small businesses, let
So,
me tell you, small businesses are are a dream that just came about, you know?
yeah.
And,
Mhm.
supporting, I'm all for supporting small businesses all the time.
You
I'm
know what's
definitely
funny
for
too? That you know what I get a lot. When did this start, or when did you even think about something like this? Right?
that.
It's funny when people tell me that because it was probably always there, right? Because I've always been in the background of. I tried to do this 15 years ago, right? That when
Right,
there was no social media, but I
right,
always had that in me. But because I was so distracted into other things, my
right,
mentality wasn't on that business side of things, right?
right. Mm-hmm.
So once I started to say, you know what, it's time to take a step back, see who's around you, eliminate your circle,
Mm-hmm.
and get into that business mode. And it took an
Right.
8-year-old to tell me, hey, I want my own clothes, right? So it kind of triggered, it kind of triggered me to say, hey, I have to leave something for my kids, right?
Right.
Because at the end of the day, they're the ones that are gonna eat off of this, and they're the ones that are gonna continue this legacy that
That's
we
right.
want them to. So,
That's right. Yeah, for sure. And that's what it's all about. It's about leaving a legacy behind, you know? And
hmm
doing what you're doing right now is exactly what is what everything is about. Leaving the
yeah,
legacy for your children. And of course, that's your dream, you know, and you creating it, you being there, you doing the hard work. Again, the fruits of your labor is going to blow up for sure.
absolutely.
For sure, for sure. So where can people go to learn more about you, your platforms,
So
and website?
you can go on the website, which is Jazrae Wear, Jazrae Wear.com. You can follow us on Facebook, Jazrae Wear. We also on IG as Jazrae Wear. So we have those platforms that you could come and check us out. Right now we're working on some things to where when you order something, we send you, a couple stickers and stuff like that, just to say
Right.
thank you.
Yeah.
Um, we're working on trying to get Google reviews, so this way
No.
you can leave a feedback.
Oh,
Um,
cool. I like that.
yeah, and I think that so this way we can understand, who's buying and what
Hmm.
they think about the brand. So,
Of course.
um,
Yeah.
but yeah, and you can always email us. So it's we also do custom too. So if you ever need something custom made, you could hit us up. So, but right now we more focused and putting that energy into the Jazrae Wear. So,
Right.
um,
That's awesome.
super
Yeah, that's
excited,
good.
man. Super excited.
Yeah, that's
So
good because you're offering additional things. So if somebody has something that they say, oh, like family reunion, oh, we're having a family reunion, we need special teas,
right.
come and check us out, you know?
Absolutely. And that's something that we can do for you as well. So
Yeah, that is so awesome. That's so awesome. So before we wrap this up, I have one last question for you. Um, if you had the attention of the whole world for 5 minutes, what would you say?
what would I say? Believe in yourself, um, take accountability, um, and just stay consistent. I think consistency is what's gonna take you to be successful. And that's something that I've been learning. And just believe in yourself. I think, and make sure that you around people that uplift you. Because that feeling and that emotion um needs to always be around you. Because if you know what they
That's
say, if
right.
you're around 10 angry people, you're gonna be the 11th angry one. So
Yeah,
you know, so
that's so true. That is
you
so
know, so
true. Yeah.
and it's funny because you know how they say misery loves company. It really does. It
Mhm.
really, really does. And
Yes.
For me, it's just staying true to who I am, man, and
Yep.
that's it. And I would tell everybody that just stay true to who you are, and take accountability for who you are, and
Yeah.
stop worrying about other people. That's it.
And another thing that I heard the other day was stop worrying about what if. Stop worrying
Yes.
about, what would this person say or what this person would say. Never mind what they say, just keep it,
You know,
go ahead.
no, no, you're right. You're right. I don't mean to cut you off, but you're right.
Oh,
And
you're
and
fine.
it's funny because you just brought something to my mind where you always want to make sure, right, that when somebody feels a certain way towards you, remember that's their feeling. That's their
Yeah.
own personal issue. That's not yours to fix.
Right.
So that's what you brought to my head right now when you said that.
Yeah.
And I had to cut you off because I didn't want it to go away. So I apologize because
You're fine. You're fine. I get it.
um
Hey, I've
it
done
just
that
it just
too.
came to me that how you get people that, oh, he's this, he's that, and oh,
Yeah.
now all of a sudden he thinks he's this person because he got a business and blah blah blah.
That's
You
the
always get those
haters.
people, right? Yeah, the haters, right? So
Yeah.
the only way you defeat the haters is you silence them,
Yep.
and you silence them by just working at what you're doing,
Right.
right? Because at the end of the day, they always gonna be there. They're gonna be around, but we don't
That
have time to show them any. We can't give them light. We can't give them light. We got to keep
give
them
them
there. So
no attention
none,
whatsoever.
none.
Let them starve.
Yeah, man. I'll tell you, I've lost people that that I actually cared for and I loved.
Yep.
And sometimes, that stuff, it happens. And I used
Right.
to be the one that, nah, let me fix this and what's
Yes.
wrong and why you feel this way. But as I got older and I started to mature, I
Yep.
started to look at it like, no, this is a personal problem.
Yep.
This is your problem, not mine. I
That's
can't
right.
tell you how to feel about me.
That's
You
right.
feel how you feel and that's it. And life goes on. I'm still going to
That's
keep
right.
doing me. So,
That's right. And again, some people are not meant to be around you the rest of your life. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Some people are just there for to learn something, right? It could be
right.
something, it can be opposite. It can be that person came in your life because they needed something and you had it, right? And they needed to learn
Mm,
that. And then once they learned that lesson, they had to leave. And
absolutely.
that
You nailed
that's
it.
exactly how I look at it. You know how many people I know, and some people I'm just like, hey, how are you? Whatever. And I have friends that I've known since I was 2 years old, and we still keep in contact. And then there's people that I know that, it's like, where the hell these people went to?
Yeah, it's true. And you know what's funny before we wrap it up is
Yeah.
like they expect you to be at a certain level, right? So when you
Mm-hmm.
level up,
Yep.
now you become a problem.
Yep.
And that's
Okay,
what
una
I've
come mierda or whatever,
yeah, como te sacan pie because
Yeah.
you're doing something that they like, where did this come from and why you doing this and oh, where
Right.
this, you know what I mean? So because they expect you to always be where you're at. And the second
Right.
that you change and you mature and you elevate yourself,
Yep.
that that causes an issue for them.
That's right. That's
And
spot on. That is spot
y-
on.
I think Deion Sanders said something like, "Don't let my confidence, you know, worry about your insecurities," or something like that. He said, but
Yeah.
my
I like
confidence,
that.
right? So, and I've seen it. I've seen it. It's opened my eyes to a lot of things, and I see it now, and I'm glad that I see it. And again, that all comes from seeing and going through what seeing my brother, his passing
Yep.
opened my eyes to say, you know what? There is people that need to be around you that uplift you and inspire you and want the best for you, opposed to those people who the second you level up, they want to cut you off, they want to name drop you, they want to say all these
Yep.
things.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you continue to level up,
Mm-hmm.
you start to lose people slowly. And
That's
so
right. And the real people will be there regardless,
Right.
right?
At the end,
They're
the real
at the
people stay there. You're
Yep,
absolutely right. So,
that's right. The real people who
so
are gonna be there will still be there regardless. You know,
absolutely.
everybody goes through their ups and downs and things like that. But again, the people you want to surround yourself with people who have like minds, people who have probably been in your shoes and are a little bit higher than you are right now, so that you
Yeah.
can learn. Everybody to me, right? I don't want to
Mm.
judge anybody, but
Right.
everybody needs to learn things from others. Like you can't grow a tree without several seeds, right? You can't grow
Right.
fruits without having several seeds around there. So planting your seeds and feeding it and nourishing it and things like that is what helps you grow. So if you're around people who don't envy you, people who are there to help you, give you ideas, or even like when you're feeling, because you know what, not every day we're gonna feel happy go lucky, you know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? So those days you have to have at least one or two confidence or um confidants or mentor or a mentor,
Hmm.
somebody who can help you get through certain roadblocks, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. But when you see that there's somebody who is trying to drag you down, or who's trying to hold your feet, cement, like a piece of
Hmm.
cement, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's when you gotta be like, Mira, Papa, I gotta cut you off right now.
Yeah, and it's true. And another thing too is that karma always works both ways, right? It could be
Yes,
good karma and you have bad karma.
man, I
And
tell my
I don't
kids
have
that.
any animosity towards anybody, to be honest with you. We're
Right.
speaking like in general because
Of course.
for me, the business has shown me something that I ain't even see in myself. And that's
Right.
the drive, the motivation, the
Right.
inspiration to be like, yo, I'm really doing this. Like we really selling merchandise that I started in my kitchen. You know
Right.
that we had a thought and we brought it to life, and I'm actually people are getting feedback from
Right.
something that I created.
That's
And
right.
that's a beautiful feeling, man. That just showed me whatever I'm doing is working, right?
That's
Because
right.
you always have friends and family that are gonna support you, right?
Yep.
But now we're getting people that we don't even know that's buying.
Right.
And that's the satisfaction of all of this for us.
That's right. That's right.
So
That's right. That's knowing that, how do I explain this? Knowing that, you're giving to somebody who is supporting you makes you feel, you know, good, because you
yeah,
say, you know what? This person is believing in me and they don't even know who the hell I am, right?
yeah,
So I think that that's amazing. You know, I think it's
it's a
amazing that,
it's
it's
a great
working.
feeling.
Yeah, that it's working, and your dream, you planted the seed, right? You planted the seed in your
Hmm.
kitchen, and there you go. You're starting to see the fruits of your labor, and your tree is growing, and that's amazing. You know?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, I'll
And you
wrap this.
too. I mean,
Oh
yeah. Let's
yeah,
wrap this up.
I know,
But
I
you
know,
too.
I
Look at
know.
you. I mean, you got
No,
your
we can go.
podcast. You got your podcast. You're on different platforms. So
Yep.
you brought your situation to life, and that's why I say you can't fail. This can't.
Right.
There's no such thing as fail because you brought something. You
Yep.
took on your own fears and you brought it out and you given it to the world. So that's a
Yes.
beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, and it's so funny because, not a lot of people knew about it. And, once I changed my Instagram, and I changed it, and I was like, listen, it's time. It's time to change it up. And it's time to start focusing on this and things like that. And I just got like a whole bunch of like, what? You doing what? Oh my God, what the
Right.
hell? And
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, yeah. I'm like,
Why not?
yeah, I
Yeah.
know. I'm like,
Right.
yeah, I
Yeah.
know. I've been incognito.
I've been hiding out, so I gotta make sure
Yeah.
I'm out now. Yeah. No, that's a beautiful thing though, man. And
Um,
I'm privileged to be on your platform for you
Thank
allowing us
you.
to come on here and talk about just everything, right? Because we talk
Right.
about the brand, we talked about situations that we were in and things that
Yeah.
I'm going through.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that for me that I was able to express, my journey and
Right.
on a show that I feel on a podcast that I feel 1,000% comfortable
Thank
and who
you.
understands me. So you kind of
Yeah.
understand my
Right.
side of things, right? Because you were close to my brother. His
Yes.
wife is your best friend, so
Yeah.
you know. And he flew
Yeah.
you up for her birthday, so
Oh my
I was
God. Yeah.
supposed to be the secret guy.
I
so I,
know. It was the funniest
so
thing.
you know
She
how many
was
times
like,
he
I
called me?
knew. I knew something was up.
Yeah, yeah,
He didn't know how to lie. I don't know what's the
yeah.
problem.
I was supposed to ring the bell and
Yeah.
man, I miss him. I miss him. But you know what? To
Yeah.
keep it where we at, like I said, I am privileged to be on your show. I would love to come back. We could anytime you need me, I'll come back. But just
Thank
know that,
you.
we're in a position to we're gonna make things happen, man. And I'm
For
super
sure. For
excited.
sure.
And
Yeah, and I want to say thank you. Thank you so much for the opportunity. I know we know each other for years and stuff like that. But as a business partner, I mean not a business partner because I'm not your partner, but as a business, as a business, I thank you, for joining me. And, I all I gotta say is that, may God's blessings continue to grow Jazrae Wear. And again, like I told you before we started, there was so much going on in these past 24 hours. I said that means that God is blessing us, both of us,
absolutely,
because
absolutely.
there was a lot of technical issues going on behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying? But again, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate it, and I can't wait for this to come out. And
Yeah,
again, I
absolutely.
many blessings, for Jazrae. I keep saying it wrong.
Jazrae
Jazrae,
Wear.
where I get tongue tied.
You can say J Ray too. We use J Ray. But also,
Yeah.
we would like to extend our hand to you for having us on your platform. If you want to email me a size, and we'll send you a little something. So this way you
Oh,
have it
thank you.
with our special bag, so you'll appreciate it. So
All right.
um,
Thank you.
so just
I
email me the
appreciate
size and what you want. I know you're in Florida, so no sweater, no hoodie.
it.
You might
No,
need a
it's too hot.
t-shirt. Yeah, it's too hot. So
Yeah, it's still 80 something degrees in the morning
yeah.
right now. We in November, it's like 67 and then it goes to 82. So, yeah. No sweaters.
Well, again,
Thank you
thank
so
you.
much.
Yes, yes, and don't forget, please email me, and
I
we'll
will.
send you something in the mail. Okay.
All right. Thank you so much, Carlos. I hope
So
you have a
thank
good
you.
evening.
Yes, keep it up. You're
Okay.
doing great. All right.
Thank you. Okay. To all our audience, thank you so much for joining me again and Carlos. And we hope that you appreciate this podcast. And we will talk to you again soon. Bye.
Bye.
Okay.